Facebook and Catholic Ula friends. I decided to go to the park today and let my kids play, and it's lunch party! Yes, my Catholic postpartum book is ready and available. It looks probably backwards on the screen, but anyway, the name of the book is A Catholic Postpartum, a plan for mamas, Catholic moms. And we also have Saints of Motherhood inside the book. So I just wanted to give you a little sneak preview of the book. So the front cover I did redo on Lulu. So this one, the picture will be a little bit different, but it'll still look green, okay? And so I'm going to just go over a little bit about the book while I'm letting my kids play. So the table of contents, I'll read to you. Chapter 1 is Introduction to a Catholic Postpartum. Chapter 2 is Getting Started with Breastfeeding and Nutritional Tips. Chapter 3 is Getting Prepared for Before the Baby Comes. Chapter 4 is Getting Prepared, the Baptism of the Child, Choosing Godparents, etc. There's an extra bonus section called Smart Mother Model. Chapter 5 is Baby Care for New Mothers. Chapter 6 is Making a Postpartum Plan. This chapter gives you a place to write down this plan. Okay, on this version, I have a simple plan. I had expanded this a little bit more on my second upload. On this particular version, I noticed there wasn't quite as much room to journal as I wanted, so I went ahead and edited that. So that's why I'm going to give away these books. These are giveaway. I have a couple of copies to give away. So anyway, so if you want to give away, let's see, I'll name 3 things you learned from this video. And then there'll be a special code word you have to know too. So the special code word will be at the end. So if you name 3 things from the video and the code word in a post, and you post it on the post below, then the first 2 people with the right things get free copies, okay? And then after that, the next 2 people will get $5 copies if you want to just get it for $5, okay? Because postage costs a lot, so so the first 2 I do for free, and the next 2 I have 4 copies. The next 2 I can get for $5 each, so I can get 4. So anyway, just name 3 things. So I'm going to go over, let's say, Chapter 6 is Making a Postpartum Plan. I think that's really important because a lot of mothers, they don't know how to plan for postpartum. So this just gives you a place to write things down, get your team, and who's going to be on your team for helping you after postpartum and things like that. Unfortunately, with me, I really didn't have any family nearby when I was postpartum. My first baby was born in another state, and we had just, I just got married, and I moved to my husband's state where he was in, and though I had a great midwife nearby, I didn't really have any friends nearby, so it was kind of a little bit lonely because I was like, how do I do all this? I was glad my midwife was there because she did support me and give me some tips and things like that, and she also actually pretty much saved me because I had a little bad tear after my first child, and she gave me some herbs and stuff to take. I took things internally. I put some herbs in my bath, and so it was really great to have her there as my healing person to help me because I really didn't have anybody else. So really having a support person to help you, even if it's just one person, can really make a difference after postpartum. Okay, now I'm going to go over the next chapter. Is Chapter 7, is Wrap the Belly. I didn't really know anything about postpartum belly binding at the time when I was pregnant, so maybe it might be my last pregnancy, but I really didn't think about doing it, so kind of regret that a little bit because I do have a postpartum pouch. I guess that's what some of us get after having 4 babies or 5 babies or whatever. Okay, so wrap the belly, and also I think I added something to the next, on the updated version. I added some information. Oh, I think it was in chapter 8. Oh, never mind. Chapter 8 is baby blues and depression. And then Jada Glover is a friend of mine on Facebook. Thank you, Jada. She wrote an article in here on how to do postpartum recovery and some natural tips for that. And also in chapter 8, I talk about placenta pills and encapsulation. So, and maybe some tinctures. So anyway, I don't give any recipes per se. You could probably go on the internet and find that stuff. I just kind of talked about it. Maybe in another version I might add in more information. I don't know what people want on this book, so I am open to update ideas. So this is just my first book on postpartum for moms, and I would be glad to expand any section you want more information on in the future. Okay, chapter 9 is exercise time. We'll talk about just some basic things about like trying to find some core exercises to do, Catholic fitness kind of things that we do. But as Catholics, we really shouldn't do yoga. In fact, I recently saw a SSPX priest that is a traditional Latin Mass priest, and he was talking about, like, if you're really going to do stretches, just call them stretches. Don't follow the yoga philosophy. So it's nothing wrong with actually just doing stretches per se, but try to avoid like the yoga stuff about it. I mean, there's plenty of videos online that you can do stretches with that don't really have to be yoga based or anything like that. I've even found some, I think it's called, one's called Divine Mercy. It's a Divine Mercy novena, and she does hold on, there's like traffic right now. Traffic in my little town. Okay. I think they're going down the street now. Okay. Anyway, so just in case you didn't hear what I was saying, the exercises. Divine Mercy Chaplet stretching exercise. I found that on the internet. There's also like a one you could do with a rosary. If you like that kind of thing, you don't have to. And I was thinking, since there's not that many out there, I am really seriously considering like putting out my own videos, because I'm like, most of these people, they don't even dress modestly. I'm kind of like a real modest guru right now. I'm really trying to clean out I don't like immodest junk. It's very bad and tempting to even good people don't need to look at that stuff. So I really want to do some modest exercise videos. So when I get those ready, I'll let you know, because I really just feel like this might be something I'm called to do. I'm just tired of people and just tights. I can't even, it's really not good to watch the videos with your kids. Even the Catholic ones, she's not really dressed modestly, so that's kind of what irks me about any videos like that. Okay, anyway, sorry. A little off my book information, but hey, okay, chapter 10 is Bloom support and mom advocacy support. So I talk about the Bettering Lives of Outstanding Moms groups. It's something I'm starting. I think we have maybe 1 or 2 leaders in the United States. We really haven't like officially started a lot yet, but I have trained a couple of people on how to do the Bloom groups, but we really haven't started majorly. And then of course with all this COVID junk, it's like nobody wants to meet in person. But I think we could still do the Bloom groups, and maybe just start your own group in your community, and then just make it like a live chat you could do with moms or something like that. And I really feel like this is something important that we should do with other moms, so they can have that postpartum support or the pregnancy support. My Bloom training, I have 2 versions of it. This might be something you might want to write down for what you learned. I have a pregnancy version and a postpartum version. I'm not really sure if I mentioned that in the book. I just kind of talked about it in the book a little bit, like what we do. And let's see if I can find that chapter real quick. Because I have... Okay, it's not very long. I just was short. I just talk about how we train people, and like it's not part of La Leche League. So, La Leche League has kind of gone bad, unfortunately. Okay, chapter 11 is about challenges after birth, bad tears, C-section, placenta problems. If you didn't have this problem, just skip the chapter, because I really feel like I want this book to be positive, but I know a lot of moms have had placenta issues and things like that, and I try to avoid negativity as much as possible, but, sometimes you gotta talk about things like that. Like C-sections, they happen all the time, and I wanted to have a chapter on, how you recover, or, just some tips on things like that. Like, you might want to get a doula, because a postpartum doula will help you, help with your C-section, recovery. I don't really highly recommend that. So, but if you can't get a C-section, postpartum doula, then at least, use this book to help you, get some ideas on recovery, and just take the time to plan, because if you already have it if you already have a C-section planned, then you already know you're going to have a C-section, so you might as well just use this book to say, hey, I'm going to get my church group or whoever to make meals for me. I'm going to get hubby to take 2 or 3 weeks off from work if he can, or whatever, or maybe my sister can come down and help me, or my brother, or whoever you have that's in your family, because that's really important, I think. So that's part of the chapter. I talk a little bit about just like I also quote some things from Mama Natural, the website. Anyway. Okay, chapter 12, why 40 days in postpartum nutrition, part B. I talked about postpartum nutrition a little bit in the first part of the book, but I think I'll read a little bit from this part of the book. You may have heard of 40 days of Lent. Why not 40 days of postpartum? This is around 6 weeks time frame for a mother to rest after birth. Why rest is long? In the old days of history, our ancestors, our Americans, the mothers had helpers after birth. She would not do it alone. Her mother, grandmother, sister, or other relatives would come and be at her home helping after the birth. And this is pretty much true in most cultures, like India, Africa. If you're African American, there's a lot of traditions like that. Chinese, Asian. In fact, my postpartum doula course that I teach, I go more into depth about like what the Asian traditions are, because we're using the book called The First 40 Days, and that's one of the things we talk about, why 40 days. Anyway, today's world is so different. That's why we are including the postpartum plan chapters. You can plan, help us, and so much more. We're now going to address some postpartum nutrition, part B. Earlier explained more foods to help with making more milk and such. Now we're going to talk about foods especially help mother recover quicker, and gentle foods. For the first week or so after birth, mother should eat warming and not heavy foods. So, sorry, traffic again. Who knew there would be so much traffic while I'm sitting here? Okay, I hope you heard that, but I'm going to repeat it again. For the postpartum nutrition, a mother should be eating warming foods, not heavy foods, light foods, okay? Good nutrition should include warming and light foods, okay? Here are some tips I have in my book. Keep the foods warm. Moist soup, oily foods are fine. Just light foods. Next to cold foods. No cold foods, no icy drinks, okay? Your digestion can go stagnant if you don't have warm foods. Eat those fats. You can eat, fatty acids. You can eat eggs. You can eat avocados, fish, nut butters, eggs, and maybe, make a fish soup or something, okay? Observe which foods might affect baby. You might want to avoid things like broccoli or cauliflower or legumes only if your baby's having problems. If your baby is fine and it's not colicky, don't worry about it, because I didn't have as many problems. I don't remember I think my first one might have been a little colicky, but I never addressed it to food, so I think it was other reasons. But, if you think that might be a reason, look into it. But I think it varies between every mother. If you're allergic to something, don't eat it, that's for sure. But, I like broccoli a lot, so I think it really depends on the baby and the mother. If the mother's digestive system is already used to eating a certain food, then it's probably okay to eat it. Proteins are important. Salmon, eat fish, eat meat, eat farm-raised foods. Go with whole diet. Number 7. If you're not used to eating whole foods diet, try eating it. Don't eat junk food. Okay. And let's see what foods to avoid. Unless you are, unless you're already on a gluten-free diet, I wouldn't worry about it too much unless the baby just starts getting fussy. Or if you're already eating dairy, if you're not eating dairy, don't add it in. It just depends on what you're already eating. I really feel that if you're already eating a good diet, then it's not going to matter so much. But if you aren't, then you might want to try cutting out certain things and see if that helps. And there's some other culprits that might lower your milk supply. Around Christmas, peppermints, don't eat them. Rosemary, thyme, lemon balm, lemon juice, citrus. Now, I didn't really notice that much with eating citrus, but if you need to avoid that, you can. It's just something to think about. Okay, that was part of chapter 12. And then chapter 13, I go into saints and motherhood. So I go from Saint Gemma, and I know you're probably like, well, Saint Gemma wasn't a mother, but she is a patron of back pain and backache, so I had to put her in. Plus, she's one of my favorite ones, so I really think that she's a good one to pray to. And I put Saint Therese, and Saint Therese is one of my favorites. And even though she's not specifically a mother, but she helps mothers, I really believe that. And then St. Zélie, I put St. Zélie in because that's the mother of St. Therese. And I really have a devotion to both saints. So, and then I have St. Gianna, and St. Margaret, and St. Elmo, and St. Helena, St. Gerard, St. Mary and Elizabeth, of course, from the Bible, Our Lady. And let's see, and that's more about St. Elizabeth. Okay, and then we have Blessed Maria Taggi and Blessed Elizabeth, I forgot her last name. Blessed Elizabeth Canori Mora. She's a friend of the other one. I mean, those are two saints you may have not heard of. And then I talk briefly about some breastfeeding saints like St. Bernard. You probably heard that story. Okay. And then we have an appendix, which is like a pantry list. I can see if I can show them. I don't know. See if you can see that or not. Okay, anyway, I have like pictures in there. This is the color version I'm giving away. So you get color pictures inside the book. Okay, and then I have lots of endnotes. I started doing endnotes after I did the Doing Business the Doula Way. So like if you have one book, I didn't do endnotes because I didn't really think about it, but and I am doing endnotes from now on, so I give credit to all the pictures in the book and stuff. So anyway, so I'm really excited about this book because I'll go over a little bit about the Smart Mother model, and I'll give you your code. Okay, the Smart Mother model is something that I cover in the Catholic Doula program postpartum class. And S is for sleep and support. M is for meditation, mother care, mother roasting. A is for activity like breastfeeding, take care of the baby, etc. R is for relaxation and retreat. And T is for teas, tinctures, and time for dad. So we don't forget dad. I hadn't mentioned dad yet, so I think this is a good time to mention him. I do give some areas in the book about like how to get dad to prepare for postpartum and things like that. So if you have a postpartum story to share that you want to share with me, and for a second edition of the book, let me know, because I'd love to have your story. I did add a story into the uploaded new version of this book at Lulu and Amazon. Okay, so there's a story in there from one lady that she agreed to share a story, and I think it's important to share our stories as mothers. And I didn't put a lot about working moms, so if you want to know more, if you are a working mom and you want more of that section, I can make a new full chapter of that next time I do the book, okay? And I appreciate you listening to this, and I'm going to give you the secret code is postpartum plan, okay? Okay, that is your secret code word. You write it down, postpartum plan, and then write down 3 things you learned from this video, and then put it up on under this video wherever I post this at. Probably going to post it on my page and maybe the group, a couple of the groups I'm in. And I am giving away 2 books for free, and then the other 2 are going to be $5 each. Okay. Just shipped to you. The first 2 are going to be free. I pay the postage. The next 2, you pay the postage. Okay? So if you went in the giveaway, I'm giving away 4 of these great Catholic postpartum Catholic mom books. And I hope you win one. I'm really excited about having this book, and I'm hoping it'll be a bestseller. I'm waiting to, I've actually written 5 books this year. This is my 4th book, and I'm going to do another video about the bereavement book later. I just got that one up on Lulu, and I'll probably put it on Amazon soon. So I'm super excited about being an author this year. Maybe this plandemic is what I call it. But anyway, maybe this gave me some time to actually sit down and write. I mean, it really just... spurred my authoring, and I thank Brandy Miller also for helping me with getting started on that. So I'm super excited about being an author, and I have some, if you have some ideas for a future book, let me know. I have one more book I'm going to write. I had already written this book a while back. It's a little Christmas book for kids, and I'm going to just put it and publish it. And then I'm done for the year. I'm going to take some time off from authoring, and then if you've got some ideas for next year, if you have a book idea for next year, let me know, because I really like being an author now. So thank you, and I hope you will pick up this book and this one is available on Amazon as well. I think it's $12.95 on Amazon. I don't remember my price on Lulu. It's probably more like in the $20 range, but anyway, if you don't win a book, you can still pick one up on Amazon for $12.95. Okay? And thanks for listening. Bye.